camera. Hey y'all, I'm Sojo.
I'm AP.
And welcome to Recharge.
Okay. We met on a social dating app. Crazy, huh? But we weren't on the dating side. We were on the streaming side.
Why won't you just say the dating app?
They cut me together.
We met on a dating app called Plenty of Fish. Neither one of us were really interested in dating. However, we ended up dating.
Not
However. So how did you end up on POF?
Originally, to be honest, I've been on there since high school. Just going to different states and cities, I would just always get on there so I can meet people in the area. I would just change my zip code to where I meet local people. And then when I recently had moved to North Carolina, I was going viral on Facebook for my lives, and I met a young lady and we built a friendship, and she came to me wanting me to basically just kind of give a friend of hers some words of wisdom. And I let her come over and we were cooking, we were hanging out where she was cooking, and I hear her cutting up in my kitchen, making all this noise. I'm like, what are you in here doing? That sounds like you're talking to yourself. So I go over and I look at her phone, all these gifts and shit is flying over her phone. I'm like, what the hell is this? She's like, POF. I'm like, what you know about POF? And I ain't never seen this shit on no POF. And she's like, yeah, we stream. I'm like, for real? Like, I'll be gaming? Because every time you hear stream, I just think of gamers. And no, she was on there just hanging out with the people. You know, we were on there showing love. And long story short, for me, after that, I ended up going to Atlanta the next week for Thanksgiving, literally the next week. And after me and my cousins got super drunk and not sobered up on the third day, I started scrolling through POF and seeing like the top badges, the VIPs, you know, people on here like streaming. I'm like, and I see their backdrops and all that. I'm like, dang, I already got all that stuff because me wanting to pursue YouTube. And I'm like, you know what, when I go home, I'm going to stream.
Long drawn out story.
Yeah, but it was nice and clean. Now, when y'all hear her, when y'all hear how she ended up on there, you gonna go, oh my God.
That is not the truth.
Okay, but how you end up on there?
I was in a relationship for 6 years. And the girl I was with cheated on me with someone from the app. So it was kind of like, I can't even say payback because we weren't even together after I got on POF. It was just a kind of single now, so.
Let me go on there and see
Let me go.
So you didn't know anything about the app
I know,
until that situation?
I've never been on any dating app. I've never downloaded, Googled, searched, nothing.
Okay. So you never even heard of it?
No.
Okay.
Not until she cheated on me with someone from the app.
I didn't know you never even heard of it.
Never even heard of it. Never heard of it. I mean, I've seen like, what was the one that had the commercial?
Was it Black Plant? Or
Me?
Was it me?
No.
Tammy?
No, it's blue, and they always have that same little phone. I can't think of it right now, but
I had took a small break from the app, and when I got back on, a tad bit of drama transpired for me hanging out with this individual. And after that small snippet of whatever it was, I was just like, man, I want to date. I went like almost 5 years single. So I was like, you know, I want to actually have a person, and I want to be nice now, I think. You know, Taurus syndrome. No. But no, I just wanted to hang out with somebody, really just actually be able to have adult conversations, not even necessarily dating. It's just like I just wanted a person, like somebody that wasn't for the streets and for the app and all that.
So why me?
So when I did go back on the app after a couple weeks of chilling off of it, I went to support someone that would always support me, would come hang out when she could. And as soon as I went in there, we got Smiley Pants in the box. And she was just like, hey, like,
It's the tea.
like, hey, you remember me? I'm like, girl, I know you, I think.
Not I think.
And I was saying like, man, she looked familiar, and then you kept giving me this look like it's like you didn't want to say anything, but your actions said a lot. Like as much as you were trying to like be all cool and
I was
shit.
real chill with it.
Yeah, you were chill, but you also were like, I know you remember me.
Like you have to because Sojo. Like who doesn't remember?
I was still in that girl's box, and I got on my computer just so I could get on Instagram. Give me your number.
Thank you.
In my head, the aggression in my head was like, give me your motherfucking number. Like, don't do with the gun on. Don't be a menace. But that's how I felt because I needed to do that so I could actually go through with it.
So how quick would you say after you sent that message you got my number?
Immediately.
Immediately.
But my scary ass didn't even use it.
Sure didn't. We stayed on Instagram for like 2 weeks and I finally responded like, you have my number. Why are you not using it?
Yeah.
So confused. Why did you ask me for it if you weren't going to use it?
Maybe once I knew you were willing to give it to me, I was like, okay, well, we can keep it here then. I didn't really think twice about it, but once you gave it to me, and then you would say something, so I would just respond and just kept going.
Because
like
I didn't
that.
have your number. You only had my number, so I'm waiting for that phone call that never happened.
Yeah, I don't give my number out, which is weird. It's not something I ever thought about. It was just something that kind of started happening. So when people were like, oh, what's your number? I'm like, oh, yeah, so I don't do that. So you can hit me on Snapchat or something. Like, yeah, I don't got time. I feel like as studs, we deal with way more crazies than films do, in my opinion.
So, how long did we talk before we met up?
It would have been.
See, she knows her facts.
I would say maybe like 2.5 months.
2 months.
2 months. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that sound about right. 2 months, like a week or so.
And how many times did we see each other in person before we got married? Oh, we're married.
Before like that.
Before we actually got married.
Twice.
No, once. The second time
Okay, so
we got married.
Yeah. You weren't fat. And I was relieved.
Why would you think I was?
I love thick women, y'all. I love them. I do. At one point, I wouldn't look at y'all twice. But now, I just call me the chubby chaser now. Well, I do like thicker women, but of course, we all have our limits and expectations. And she was giving catfish. Like, every time we talk.
She doesn't like that I do this. See where this video is right here?
Yeah, so she would do that on FaceTime. And I'm like, okay. And then this is how of it. So my way of trying to see what she looked like, send me a picture so I can make a profile. Like, I need a contact pic. Like, I'm trying to get any way I can to see her. And I'm like,
all faces.
Yeah. And I'm like, ugh. And then you sent the one, like, you like, then you hit me like, I don't really take pics. I'm like, ugh. And I couldn't argue with you because I don't either, but I have a million videos. When I went to try to send you pictures so it can be like the same, I really couldn't because I'm like, damn, I don't take pictures either. They're all fucking videos.
All you do now, though.
What, take pictures?
Yeah.
Well, I have my spurts, but if you look at my phone, I have over 1,000 videos. My pictures is like 50.
I thought she was gonna be like this big because everybody on the app is this big.
Like short?
Yeah. Like you can stick them in your pocket.
But I told you how tall I was.
You did, but people lie all the time.
So you had me on like, nah.
Yeah, she's gonna be shorter than me because I know I'm pretty tall. Well, in my family, I'm the shortest, but for everyone on the app, I'm the tallest. So no one has been taller than me.
She had been getting catfish with these little people. So we'll call them.
Right
We'll be respectful. Call them little people.
Okay. What would you say we have in common?
Our mouths.
Probably. It's real slick.
Her father's a Taurus, so she kind of
been dealing with this all of my life.
Yeah.
I have them pinpoint everything she's gonna do and say before she does it.
Not really, but
we are literally yin and yang.
For sure.
She's all, and I'm just
No, the
You're not raw.
not all.
You're all raw. Okay, she's not
I was
raw.
loved as far as they could love me in that moment. I needed way more than they were able to give me.
So you're just here to rob me of all.
No, I needed somebody that can balance me and understand me without it making it be like, oh, I'm draining you. It's like, okay, you need me as much as I need you, but we need each other in different ways. Are you willing to be my person?
I think
I can't just be there for you and you not be there for me. You know what I mean?
that may be similar to what I
To see someone sociable and not like socially awkward and not have friends and not being funny with it. Those are some of the things you told me you dealt with.
I didn't mind her circle. I didn't like going some places by myself, but I love being by myself because I'm able to be myself. And I never felt like I can be myself around her because everything that I was, she wanted to be. She just couldn't get out of her shell. So whenever I was around her, I kind of just, because I'm like you, just extroverted. Yeah.
You conform to what she was a little bit.
Yeah. But in a way that others chose to love me was not how I saw love. So yeah, I understand like that's your way of showing it, but to me it doesn't feel like.
Right. Still love. Not enough.
I wouldn't say it's not enough. It's just not.
Well, it probably was enough for some people.
You know how like some people be like, I pay all the bills because I love you.
Yeah, it's like
that ain't love for me.
Right.
I can pay my own bills.
Right, I get it.
So that was other people's way of showing that they love you. Like, I'm gonna pay this, I'm gonna get you this, I'm gonna get you that. And
they were willing. They wanted you to accept their love language.
Yeah, and it just didn't work for me.
All right.
I feel like I can talk to you, and you can understand that, and then change accordingly.
I feel like when you really love someone, I was having that conversation with someone else about their situation, and I was like, I can't speak for y'all, but I'll speak for me, and I'll speak for a lot of people. I feel like once you love someone, it's hard to hurt them. You may not be able to do the thing that they want, but it's hard to hurt them. So it's like, if I love you and I care about you, I'm going to try my darnest to like get it figured out, because that's the right thing to do when you love someone. If your child comes to you and say, hey mom, I'm lost, I'm hurt, I don't understand, as a mother, you're going to try to figure that out. You don't want to see your child upset, hurt, or lost or confused because you brought them into this world. Like, that's how I see your relationship. It's like, okay, if I'm telling you you're a part of my life, why would I want to see you hurt and upset and then I'll be the reason? I want you in a group chat like she ain't shit either.
Oh. Well, I think that also goes with communication. There's the fact that I feel like we can talk about something and resolve it together.
So communication is your top tier.
It definitely is. My eyelashes really.
So is that why you married me?
Yeah. Definitely. We had a conversation like early on that I thought was gonna be like make or break you type of thing, and it made us. Me? Yeah. Well, make or break us.
Okay.
And it didn't break us. I was overwhelmed with how it was resolved.
I was like, have you said one more thing? Like,
I'm dead.
You know what? I didn't sign up for this.
Really?
Yeah, because it was a hard conversation for me, because it was like to actually sit there and listen to someone tell me how they feel about how I make them feel, or just not even necessarily just me, just how you feel in general about the situation. It was just like, dang, some of this I don't have any control over. And me being who I am, I pride myself in having control of a lot of things, my surroundings, my food, my whatever. So to be in a situation where like, oh damn, you feel this way, and yeah, it's kind of because of me, but it's like, I can't change who I am, and I can't. I mean, you feel that way, and you genuinely feel that way, like. So
that was hard. I remember sitting on the floor like this.
Why were you like that?
I was really nervous. I've been like brutally honest, but it's like I didn't care about how people felt, but I actually cared, and I didn't want it to like
make the situation.
Yeah, I was trying to get over it, and I was talking to my best friend about it, and I was like, I like her. I was like, I don't know why I feel this way, but she's like, did you talk to her? I was like, no.
Like, do you know what I'm dealing with over here?
No. And I was just like, she was like, why not? Do you feel like? And I was like, no, I know I can talk to her about it. It's just that what's to follow. So we chose Recharge, or we chose to do this type of platform because we got a lot of questions from friends and others on the POF that asked a lot of questions about our relationship and how we make it work.
How we handle situations. What do we do to get through them, during them. I think a lot of it is they know what comes with the app, and they're shocked to see us take it to another level and kind of to still see us.
Oh, by the way, she still streams.
Yeah. Somebody asked me today, actually, while I was in Barbie's stream. Shout out Stud Barbie, my #1 gifter. She asked me like actually that was a Mr. Mound stream. I take that back. A streamer named Goldilocks. She was asking me, how does my wife feel about me being around other? I was like, but I said, I to be honest, not to speak for you, I said, but I think that it's probably somewhat of a breath of fresh air. Just
but I like it because you're like a lot to handle. So when someone else comes and like you're with them, that's why I stay away. Sometimes I just need a woosah.
I can tell like when we did the photo shoot in Greensboro and I was down talking to the bums and just anybody that would talk to me, I was just, hey, like every now and then I would look at you, just kind of just like check your temperature a little bit. And then like a part of me was like, you're probably doing too much. But then I kept telling myself like, she needs to see this part of you. She needs to know. Like,
I love it.
This is who you are. Like,
yeah, but now you're like here every day, 24/7. It's a lot, but I do love it. But I think on the app, like prior to us, like I don't know, I wasn't on the app for a long. Well, I was on the app for a year before.
Pretty much about the same time I was on. I think you were on probably a little before I was a little bit, but
it was Thanksgiving last year.
Same thing for me.
Okay, so I don't think I know of anyone who was like in a relationship that met off the app prior to us. And I think that's true for a lot of people. So we were like the first successful couple off the app.
Or especially
that
the
was
ones
still on the app.
That took it
as far
to
as
where, yeah, for sure.
So I think that's why a lot of people have questions too. I think a lot of people are on the app to date.
Without saying it.
Yeah. And they can't just find their person. Like we just weren't looking to date.
I think that's a lot of people's problem is because we came in, it's like, girl, like I was telling somebody else about that. I was like, my wife name on the app was Big Flirt 504 Sojo. Like, but I was like, you were just easy to talk to, and I learned too that me being who I am puts me in situations that I don't want to be in sometimes. You know what I mean? But I felt like when me and you would speak, it was like, oh, she's not trying to jump in my pants. I like her. She has a brain. You know how to read a book?
I'm dead.
Oh my God. A real book? Without illustrations? And the only person I ever pushed up on was my wife. And now look at those odds. The one woman I slide in her inbox, she becomes my wife.
So you think you just got it like that?
No, I just knew that I just never wanted my name out there like that. You know what I mean? That reputation. Like, I will say this. This is my exit, y'all.
You leaving?
Marrying my wife.
Dedication to me?
Yeah. Is the best decision I ever made.
Aww. Do you really believe that?
Yeah, I do. I know it wholeheartedly.
Stop. You're such a cornball.
Yeah.
I do. Thank you, babe. Not to do that.
I could too.
Well, y'all, that's episode 1.
Hey, y'all get on POF and go find y'all little yeah.
Now giving POF up.
The commercial.
Yeah.
I'm finna be a top bad soon, so yeah.
Look at insert POF commercial.
Recharge at AP and Sojo, you know what I'm saying? Act like you know though. You feel me? Don't
Y'all come back for episode 2.
3, 4, and 5. That's where you get juicy at. Number 2, we gonna easy on. She put her right foot in. Episode 2, we gonna put my left foot in. And then episode 3, 4, we just gonna get skinny dipping.
We gone, y'all. Remember, recharge yourself like you recharge your phone.
Stop playing with her like she ain't pressure. I don't know what make you think you can treat her how you been treating her. But that woman right there, oh, that's some pressure, baby. See, you got too comfortable. And you think don't nobody want her, you the only one that want her, no matter how you treat her. But understand this, it's so many people wanting to take your position right now. All she got to do is snap her finger, they'll be at the door right now. Understand this, the woman you got is pressure. Keep treating her how you treating her. You gonna see how much pressure she is.